By now, you may have heard that the US government is shut down, which happened on October 1st. That was on Wednesday. There's still no news, so that means we're gonna continue with the shutdown. Since they don't work on the weekend, so we have to wait until Monday to see what's going on. But what exactly is a shutdown? A shutdown happens when Congress cannot agree on a budget. Federal agencies lose funding, some stay open, and others have to close. And a lot of employees, I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of employees, have to go unpaid. But for this particular shutdown, it happens because the Democratic Party, they want to extend certain tax credits as far as health insurance. And those credits are due to expire by the end of this year. And also some issues with the Medicaid, with the big beautiful bill that was passed a few months ago by our current administration. US government, they operate on what's called a fiscal year. We have calendar year, which is January through December, but the US government, they do October 1st until September 30th. And members of Congress, they're supposed to pass funding bills by October 1st. But the funny thing is, as we know, no one will be surprised, Congress hasn't passed a budget on time since 1997. You heard that. Now, we have to ask ourselves, which federal employees keep working during a government shutdown and which ones be furloughed? A lot of federal employees, they deem to be non-essential. So that means they will send them home without pay. They will get paid when the government opens again. And really, the way things have been going, who knows? It's very an uncertain time for government employees right now. And essential workers don't send them home. They stay and work and they don't get paid while they keep working while the shutdown is in progress. Essential workers are the employees that do the type of work that cannot stop, meaning like things must go on even though the government is shut down, like the active duty military or the airport security officers, TSAs, and social security workers. It all depends on what exactly they do. And non-essential, it doesn't mean that the work is not important, but it doesn't really affect the public directly. So it can, but it all depends what's necessary for them to do. So some people will be working and not getting paid. Some people get to go home while they're not getting paid. It sounds very unfair. Yes, it does. But unfortunately, what's fair in life, really? Now, contractors, people who are contracted with the federal government, those people, they don't work. If they're not considered to be essential workers, they don't work, they don't get paid. Even when the government opens again, they don't get paid. So do you see where I'm going with this? It's a lot of uncertainties. So like people would work for Medicare, Medicaid, like if you get in those services, those benefits, those agencies will continue to operate because they are funded through mandatory spending. Same thing for Social Security. They will continue giving the benefits because it's also federally funded and it's by law. Now, how does the shutdown affect individuals? As I stated earlier, some will get furloughed. Furloughed is like a temporary layoff. They won't get paid now, but when the government opens again, they will likely get paid. The ones that don't get furloughed, the essential workers, they work, they don't get paid now. Now, let's talk about what could be going on at home. Those employees, they have families, they have bills, they have student loans, they have mortgage to pay for, they have rents that they have to cover, food they need to put on the table, gas they have to put in their car, you name it. Now, we don't know how long the shutdown is gonna be. It's very unsettling for a lot of people. I can tell you because I personally went to 2 major shutdowns when I used to work for the government. And also the small businesses, they will lose money because when customers such as the federal workers stop spending, less money they will make. And there will be delays in a lot of work. Imagine those workers that are essential, they're not gonna be motivated. They're not gonna be motivated to help us because they're not getting paid. They're working for free. Hello. So there's going to be some delays on certain services like loans, tax refunds, passport renewals, and permits will get delayed. A lot of things will happen, and we don't know how long that will be. So this isn't just political. It's people, real people, everyday people that are missing paying their bills. They have to choose between buying groceries or gas, and now they have to tap into their savings if they have a savings. And they probably don't even have any budget. And this is where having a budget is important, and having an emergency fund is important for a moment like this. But unfortunately, some families, they cannot afford to have one. So now they're going to have to count on people on getting loans, temporary loans, personal loans with high interest rate, credit card. They have to tap into their credit card. I remember when I went to my layoff, it was very unsettling. A lot of people had to refinance their home, and I went to two major ones. One was in 2013. It lasted just shy of 2 weeks. I believe it was in October-ish. I don't remember. Yeah. The second one happened in December 2018, and it ended in 2019, January 2019. That one lasted about 35 days, just about 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks. A lot of people were hurting. People could not pay their bills. They had to go refinance their homes. They have to go borrow. Imagine, yes, you get the money back, you get paid, but all the damages you've done during that furlough time is really can set you back financially. Now you have to pay credit card back with high interest rate. Everything you have to pay now, you have to pay more than what it was supposed to be. Now, just because we don't know how long it's going to last, this is where we have to stop and think. I do need an emergency fund. I do need to set a budget. And this is where you have to start thinking of the things that you need to do to set you up. Anybody. It's really, you don't have to be a federal employee. It's any job you have. You don't know when you could get laid off. You don't know when you could lose that job. That's why we need to have more than one sources of income. And we're going to discuss more of that. I will make more videos about personal finance, taxes. And speaking of taxes, how would that affect IRS? All taxpayer services and audits, they are going to pause after 5 days. Typically, IRS and some other agencies, they have 5 days after the government shut down for them to continue operating. It's like a temporary budget that they set just in case. See? And after that 5 days, if the government is not open again, a lot of them will get furloughed. That means your tax return is not going to get processed. We know there's an October 15 deadline coming up unless you file the return electronically. So if you have to mail it out, there will be a major delay. And of course, revenue collection will continue. So this is all I have for you today. So the moral of this is set yourself up where you can win financially when anything happens. So you can set a budget, have an emergency fund, and don't rely 100% on the government. So this is all I have for you. Come back, like, subscribe. Make sure you share this video and put a comment down. And I'll see you at the next step to financial freedom.